Hey, rise and shine, and welcome to a new solo episode of the ASOM experience. Tell me, how amazing it is to be alive again today. I've been asking this question for the past 27 episodes and over 2 years since the beginning of A State of Motivation. Just a quick reminder giving you a little bit of context if this is the first time that you're connecting and watching this episode or joining the ASOM experience or anything around a state of motivation. ASOM began in 2019 with a purpose to create content, videos on inspiring stories. Then slowly it evolved to becoming a podcast, which was launched in 2021. And today I'm proud and happy and grateful to share with you that we have been over 24 countries and we've been listened to in 3 languages and we've had guests with truly inspiring stories. So I'm here once again, and today is a solo episode. Usually what happens is that in a solo episode we take the time to cover a specific topic. And last topic was around journaling and the art of writing your thoughts and turning them into action. And one of the tips to making your new year exciting and promising was writing a journal. That was the first one. And I've been taking this habit for over 2 years now and just writing down every morning my thoughts, my ideas, my feelings, and anything that's happening inside me. And I've seen definitely some very interesting results out of just writing down and expressing myself on paper. So, some of these tips as well include having a plan with goals, actions, and dates. Another one, which is going to be in our next solo episode, is going on an adventure, then working on your fears, checking on your relationships, upgrading yourself, and last but not least, remembering to be more grateful. So, now you got it. Today, we will be covering the second tip of having a successful, exciting, and promising new year. And I hope, and I truly hope that you have already started implementing some of these tips, or at least the first one. Today is about your plan. And what is actually your plan? What is your strategy? How are you running your life? Do you have a certain structure? Do you have a certain system? So, looking at the looking at you know the hierarchy of personal needs, and if I'm going to share with you also the Maslow's needs and the diagram of Maslow, we notice that on the bottom of the um, the hierarchy, we have the physiological needs, which are around breath, food, water, housing, just the basic needs that you need. And then we've got the safety, then love and belonging, self esteem, and on top is self actualization, which is around creativity, spirituality, problem solving. And we notice that self actualization is on top of is the top level of meeting your actual needs. So in order to create this diagram and to apply it into your life, you will need a plan, and more so what we call a personal development plan. I'm going to share with you the first time I was involved or confronted with a personal development plan. It was just at the beginning of my career in consulting, and that was in 2014. In 2014, I remember my first manager came over and asked me, "Okay, so we have a professional plan for you, and this is your target, those are your goals, those are your deliverables, and this and that. But what is your personal development plan?" And then I noticed that, well, actually, that is not just professionally related, but it's also how am I enhancing my life on a personal level. So, some of the benefits of having a personal development plan is having clarity, empowerment, resilience, being more confident, being more active in goal setting, having better self-esteem, better relationships, being more motivated, having work-life balance, having more knowledge, and feeling more happy. So we're going to be covering today how and what are the steps to creating a personal development plan. So there are different templates or models or frameworks to creating a personal development plan, but it can be extremely simple as just having 3 areas that are covered in your plan. And meaning that take a piece of paper and write down these 3 areas. So number 1 is going to be stating your goals. Number 2 is going to be around dates and targets. And number 3 is going to be your personal assessment. Those are the 3 areas that are going to help you follow up on your personal development plan and be clear on how to continuously uh, create and achieve your goals. The first area is goals. And in goals, you would have, I would say, 3 pillars: the short, the mid, and the long term goals. So you have to divide them into these 3 categories. Remember that your goals have to be smart. And when I say smart, every letter goes for a specific term: S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. So make sure your goals are accurate and specific to what you want. Make sure they are measurable. Make sure you can define in a quantity wise or in a quality wise what are your goals. Then make sure they're achievable. Are you really capable of doing them on a physical, on a mental, and on a psychological level? Also check if they're relevant, if they're really relevant to your vision. And then last but not least, are they time bound? Are you able to really put them in a certain time span? And then talking about time, this is where the second area comes, and it is having dates and a target with tracking. Meaning that for every goal, you need to have a specific date. And there's a 50% aim rule, meaning that if you're looking to achieve, for example, 10 goals in a certain period of time, try to go first for 50% of that. This will allow you to have less pressure on yourself, and this will allow you to get closer and closer to your goal, or even to halfway through your goal. And I'll give you an example of that. For example, I tried to get on a diet and it's working out slowly, but I've tried the first time and I failed, and I've tried over and over and I failed because I've set a very hard goal, and I've said I'm going to lose 10 kilos in this amount of time. And then I realized that that sounded really too ambitious. So I've decided to do 50% of that. So the half rule. And then going to 5 kilos, I've also noticed that I was closer to getting that. So I felt more confident about it. And basically, that's how it's working now. I'm still on my way, but that's how it works for me. So you could try the 50% aim rule and see if it works for you. Number 3, personal assessment. And when it comes to personal assessment, it is very important to look back on your performance and to check what have you done. That could be done on a quarterly basis. That could be done, when I say quarter is 3 months. That could be done as well on a monthly basis, and some do it on a weekly basis. So really depends on your type of goals, but remember to check in. Remember to check in and measure the the progress that you've been doing. And there are 2 ways after having a personal assessment, which are either celebrating or fine tuning. If you've achieved some of these goals, amazing, then it is time to celebrate. And celebrating has to be as well done in an aware and conscious way for you to recharge and be ready for your next goals. So start celebrating. And if you were unable to achieve goals, which happens, remember to fine tune and adjust your personal development plan. And it is totally okay for you to fail the first time or to get it wrong or to try over again. It's a matter of continuous work in progress and fine tuning and adjustment. And I'm sure having this clarity itself is going to allow you to follow up with this plan and to get closer to achieving your goals. There are many tools out there. There's an amazing technology as well that helps us also get organized. I'm a big fan of Google tools such as Google Calendar, Google Docs, or Drive, where I can create documents specific to my plans with a sheet with columns and goals and actions. So I do have a template that could be very helpful for you. So if you're watching or you're listening and you're interested to having this template where you can list your goals and have a status and have a follow up, please reach out and let me know. And I'll be more than happy to share with you this template. And it will definitely help you the way it helped me. So this gets us to the end of today's episode, which is a solo one. And I'm extremely grateful for you to be here, to take the time to listen or to watch. Remember to subscribe or reach out if you have any questions. And whatever you're doing, thank you again. If it's daytime or nighttime, have a good day or have a good night and see you next week.